see me banner to a panel, yeah, and I must have family. And I'm the Panama president, yeah, and I must have family. No, I read to make us say, Sammy Wabaga, village my beer, cigar beer, my family watching said, send me the background, the background of Bessica. The baby to the crammo, almost in me welcome, oh, mamma, me, baby, semenda. My sapiressa, I'm a bommy kiosk, it's in my cranka. Oh, mata me greater, oh, my baba say no, almost in your I found never walk. Gonna fly, I never walk. Yeah, China, yeah, Indian, yeah, American, yeah, US, yeah, Togo, yeah, Ghana, I don't think I'm a pammy, yeah. Gonna pay for it in a pammy, yeah. And when I'm a jazzy, I know. And when I'm a hammer,
yeah, Manake, Kai,
Se abatuta metura, mubedada ye, abatuta metura, mubedada ye, se tua banivia, mubejiasu, and una mitiasiano. Gana foi nuna ne amipa.
Hello, Ebusiamfo. Obia, what to say? They were talking point. It's Edward sisters on the talking point. And they have been komo kakra. Na mo share a program and they are sophisticated. Courtesy of a gallant soldier or Henry David. And they are sophisticated. Ebusiamfo, Mijidi se obia huye. Onyankopon hwe yen so wabo ye ho ba oba ekrom ha awo pa meti onyina me na hu popo awo pa e wo hasie ni nemu na last week Esedua sisters ni edi nkomo na me kan say ye nkyerechire nsem Esedua sisters ye nkyerechire nsem ebi say ye kase ye be kyerechire nsem a it will be petty na ehu hia say ye be ye petty. Enti church and same but we see afọ mo hwe me komu a mo hu ade ye da me komu mo hu ade ye da me komu Esedua sisters here what tradition be with our family unison ma so member for Christmas and New Year ni Thanksgiving we have a routine to like Christmas Eve yet exchanging gifts ni ade me catch me ba say me pe new kitchen set and I got it. But ye wo one na me nya call me point juma na Uniscar say what point juma me say I say near for high. Me fire no de me nya ye me nephew me nephew soldier ni no and on top a day way and so me come. Ebusiafo I didn't ask for this. Or the mommy, or the gift, not the mommy. And it's not the price tag on it, but the fact said, or I occur to him, me one dream by the and now or dream say I was so taught idea or idea for fair way me. There is no way me to me Gina baby. No matter say me nephew. Isaiah on tell me idea just because say me I didn't ask. I did not ask him, but he gave it to me. And I appreciate it so much because the fact they say one dream me who no me baby. And to me, china baby and say me bisa me nephew no idea that. No one say me bisa that, but on the attempt. If you know where I'm going, you will fire back you need a nyansa for and a casa. Ain't see, I did it way beer or be the Philippine, no by yama or no crano. Mane enya ye ahụhụ ama efise wo hu adwen abọ obi tirim ewiase etenye obi a na dwen obi hu obi wo ho sori a de ope na oye ondwen obi ahụ but obo hu adwen bo obi tirim na ote obi bia ma weni so na da nyame ase ebusiafo. This is just by the way into way adifefefe ye ada mikomi me nephew and the chair and I appreciate it so much.
He puts your mother's name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He puts love here, and my mom's name. Mambisa on the chair. And to me, China baby, and Kase, my nephew, Mimbisa na dieda. Mambisa, and so they are chubby, and they go see wow. Onyamisha nyina yanko modie ne so and
answer overcall comodie so me so I have something that I want to say. I want to clear I don't know how to put it, but
you are
the brother that we don't have, and the confusion and the mess that you and your team, led by Mande Mugis, have created between the freedom fighters and you, young freedom fighters and you. I wanted to say it right there. Don't let it cross the line to whereby Esiedua sisters, because Esiedua sisters, like you said, it be no more almost like Esiedua sisters. I won't be saying Sikada. Ne titi abroche ne juma oye. We never hired you for a job. And I don't know if it was because of the travelings that we were doing. We were doing those travelings with the team, and you were part of us. We brought our money and our time. You brought your time to propagate the message of freedom fighting and to sell freedom fighters out there to say there are a group of people that to help build Ghana. So I don't know if those traveling is what you're talking about. Say, if we never hired you. And yes, I didn't give you any reason to ask me for money. I know me personally, you never asked me for money. But I always gave you when I could. And even when I'm not in Ghana, I do give you. And don't let it cross over where it shouldn't. Let's leave it there. Why? Let's leave it there. And one thing that I would say, freedom fighters, we have always stood up for you, stand with you, and stood in for you. But you never once stood up for us. But we were always there for you. But it's okay with all this confusion, but let it stay there. Don't let it cross over to where the Esiedua sisters, whatever confusion, we don't want to be in.
You have to come and church with
Yes. So, and
whenever we travel, food and accommodation is on us.
Yeah, where we sleep is where you sleep. What we eat is what you eat. Yeah. We don't eat chicken and give you fish, or we don't eat fish and give you chicken. Where we slept was where you slept. We were family, and we were still family. So please, that statement and Crofobino, like Esiedua sisters, let us not go there.
Ciao, omane abla of Tiebedi Nkomane National Cathedral, no home como any promises Mahama, any NDC, I promise Ghana for before during the election, Anna and someone akoso after the election. But dear Bakwana, my dream, my dream. So, and again, we stand to be corrected. Say, Bibi na ye kana mufo tenya, mufantu hana muncheche na enye insult, but just come in and contribute and educate us as we all share education. And may Kaise may mitie Mahama time na or Kase National Cathedral no. On my instance, said a country be cry at CBB or under 30 million, you know, that means a person cost. But my being say in the first place, you know, we have to find the reason why the cathedral somebody it has not been built. Sikano ye premises no na judge gab buying a dine the CC or Ghana for investment in the CC because not judge for a dine the CC model. It was the taxpayers Ghana for ye sika and ye DCC sa a judge for no a dine. And now a kufuado ko during that is a loss to the nation. And to me, you know, I feel like if you are coming to talk about the cathedral, Samuna, the first thing that should be addressed there, why is it said the national property was destroyed for nothing? So even if you move the cathedral to another place now, what happened to the and Dina na yesisi na ya dreaming in our go? So that should be a priority. It is all the time near chance near kasa because ye wouldn't say ye penny for no don't think about us as the citizen, as the taxpayers. Because judge for Dina ye durigu ye no ye the kind of what say ye need taxes crana ye call IMF for baby ye call it was in the name of Ghanaians. And then America, na say Switzerland, baby, I'm koji musike iwo. Na say almost say Ghana for entry omuka, and Ghana for beer where you promi, ye form no moon. Na oma ye juma ye entry omuka. We are going to suffer. And Penifona are not going to, because apparently there was one time a plane, Ghana Airways, Kosi baby, no, yes, say yeah, Ghana Airways in two because yeah, the car. It will come a time. What's in Europe? What's in Asia? What's in America? Yes. Yeah, that was said. Ghana the cat so much say. Yeah, fact, Ghanaian citizens in their work road, yeah, form no, na ya moma ye juma etuaka. And that is why sometimes you better you be a good to assembly because you Ghana for. And so that I don't drift, me say ye bubu a judge for dying, and you see the Kwako Cathedral. And for Muhammad to come in to try and beautify it, say, and the boy did too much into you bet me I could relocating on yes in the way, no. It's a no to a Ghanaian. It's a make us a campaign now. Tree, I'm what I say, but almost started say year, Jumana, because why don't we ask for accountability? Me say, ye bubu and judge for dying. Ye bubu and dying. That is a cost to the nation. That is a cost to Yankasa. Sika ye di ya seno. Ama aye tu amna ene da hono. The first thing I'll be say, ube ma and crofona, omo aye exercise can ube from to pay the money. And so what do you want to say? We said see from.
You know, the thing is, it is not a good idea to say you're going to relocate it, because it has been destroyed here to build that thing. And the money has already gone into it.
Yeah.
So right now, what he needs to say, he needs to come out and say all those that were on board, especially the pastors, they need to make sure that thing is completed without taking money from Ghana. Because they've already put in all the money, and all those churches, and now I saw for no Pentecost Pentecost for almost and they have money.
Those who launch the cathedral should build it themselves.
Yes, they have money. And the cathedral is going to be run by the pastors at software. So they need to figure out how to build it, just like they built their own churches. Because already there's been so much that has been put in there. Relocating it will be a waste. It means we need to use money again to seal that hole. And manana almost so much too for 58 million. No? We are going to use money again to seal that Amuna. No,
and we get the
and so
now
exactly. Niama na e wasu na ya say no one. Ya say maybe. So we should not waste another money to cover that hole. That thing, no, if it needs to be built, the money has already been put into it. The pastors in Ghana have to come together and figure out they're going to build that cathedral because they are the ones that are going to run it anyway. And you almost want the idea and the pastor said Ghana photo so they need to build that thing. It should not be relocated. Amuna to I swimming pool way. We can't leave Amuna there. It means I will see you see. What was sit down be was so cry. And was so trips of sand are now brought to seal that hole. No, that cathedral must be built because the money has already been gone in there.
To be questioned.
Yes,
people need to be arrested.
Yes,
Argentina mube bubu a judge for dying. A dying state property. Mobile bubu egg Emma and ne amnada honomo. Na ye feel say yes so yeah fa on my benifu fro na ono so ba be di asama ma ye obaya wan be condemning niama akoso no in the first place answer na cathedral yasam be ba no na NDC for so or parliament. Why were they there? Na ye agree say ye be see say nye Ghana for sika kra na di sia and ye Ghana for properties and ye gugu atu egu and fasphobia ambaso. It's Ghana, you know what's Ghana, and my wife, you know, and you hold your leaders accountable. And now you way someone to say US, cancel TikTok and now at 8 p.m. May call TikTok have message in them saying, and then I care what's up with you. But when you do Americans always want the best for their citizens. Yeah. When you say TikTok is doing so well. TikTok, I bet a hot cake because in focus so they want that thing for their citizen. And to almost say a American buy, almost can't send be na ye way no my. This is a nation of G ni mama or say Sikano ever kwa bonteno every fee. And so ye Ghana for the bibi papa yeah what ye so no ye tongue. Bibi papa be away ye fear in your tongue, and say na me to make I say we had liver brothers. What happened to liver brothers? What happened to Vaco? Yeah, will never be brave. Where are they? All these factories are in Kruma, SCC, no industries are in Kruma, SCC, ya tunto nina, ama kwa asofoi, and nobody sorry. You want to fortune someone will say TikTok, I didn't TikTok about any. TikTok buy the first time on we and the grand and come person who cancel betting your cancel. Mama who say yeah, Jumanita percent American and then only that's as the cano ever America. And so yeah, dear, the piano, now yes, say yeah, dear. Mama Nobo, and she will say we don't need only cathedral, we don't need only cathedral, all the churches have their own bill. I'm telling you, share a sorry can say why I grad that now on no sorry. Your friend is saying all these churches show more sorry dying. Yeah, per cathedral bioma day. But I don't see it be a national theater. That's what people say. Or ye be or bet me because apparently no national cathedral now because Muslims will ain't me.
Yes,
Buddhists for me but who could see national theater there a dino theater, everybody can go in there. Now before you think about building a cathedral you have to ask why you have to bring them to book.
And I make us a siano. Almost a sena Ghana for young year one come on my child on my stopping. About the a swimming pool, a waste of money. No, we shouldn't let it go waste.
Yeah,
the pastors must build it. Whatever they need to do, what if private jets, then you just say Brava, omo private jet, omo fleet of cars, omo asoria kesia no. They need to sell some of their stuff and build that church, that cathedral. No? They need to build it.
And Mama Noble was said the old National Theatre has been removed.
Yes,
but even
crying the Trade Center.
Yes, Cathedral. Meanwhile, no, you want Ghana, ya warm, almost oxygen. Say who send you use this app, we'll bring you some of these pictures. Akwala on to me home na all bread I was so that no comfortable, no receiving oxygen, no only power hospital. As you see, you could see cathedral. And this time now are failing. No, we don't expect Muhammad to pick it up. No. Wow. Mubema asofoya dada musana Ghana for bread. Asofo your friend say asofo mia Ghana for na mampeni for so de asofo nechi enomunia Ghana for. This is not the time I bet you who say cathedral no na ni boy de dodo and a baby a wono and yeti. Oh, say ya wako say sika wa bu a dying wa wasting resources. I go to another government by ya all finance and coca or no so relocating or no so say baby. Oh, say ya and your catch them will say and this MPP they are the same one. You should understand that who you be would drain humanity holistically. Now one drain party, now one drain party penny for now one treat him with the ordinary person now making a quality of oxygen. Mammy be a worker no need but now one treat these people who bet sorry this kind of things because what could say I could read bueno wabe polishing just like you can't say you be try 11 to see the nice word about we will rationalize it. How?
You know, until say your Ghana leaders, of course, like I said, we are religious, but we were religious as Africans, we were religious before Abrofuna buy. So if we decide to take the things of Abrofuna, then we need to make sure say yen near manoswa because if why your wife being said then you have to go all in. Don't take half and leave the others. Because Nyama, I was a year important as a leader. Moba Namunam as software and Nasi S.A. Jim Pipo. So more a Jumana Moba Bayano. More Juma Moba Bay Afena Moba Jim Pipo. And you let this pastors put in you say without them, no, you cannot rule the country. Yeah. So why did you even go to school to learn to do political science to become a politician? Why did you even go to school? Why didn't you wait to have somebody pray for you? This cathedral should not be relocated.
We shouldn't be thinking of the cathedral.
We have to because the money has already been gone in there. The money has gone in there. So what NDC needs to do, listen, he needs to come and reinforce say Sikana Yakoshimuno, they need to complete it. Because I don't understand, say, when a project is given, money allocated for the project has already been paid. So why can't the project be finished? The project, whether I buy the pole, 58 million. 58 million it's with them. No, it's not for foundation, it's with them. They need to cough up that money to finish that thing because they have destroyed state property. They have destroyed and wasted resources to create that nonsense. They must finish it. They have to. It's in another Muhammad. What he needs to do is say he needs to make sure say they finish it. They have to because they have the money. All those pastors, they need to be arrested or they need to finish that cathedral. They have to because and yet are buying and regulating and so the way they were able to build their own churches, the way they've been able to build their own churches, they need to come together and build that cathedral. Pentecost is number one. They have money. They need to go finish that cathedral.
Yeah. But to me, no, I don't think say Mahama has any reason to come and say you better see cathedral.
No, because no, and this
no make because Eunice all the means because already no size cano I shake.
And she
the kind of shit to the obey say obey machi or no what this can what say if they have to or the sabbath to on for properties so near Jesus can near the fine but I don't even want the cathedral should be a number one thing the focus but right now no, we need we need hospitals.
But it's part of
we need job.
Kaka, it is part of Nyama projects are buying starting no muja. So a buying for back. He needs to make sure that all abandoned projects, money has already gone to it. They need to finish it.
Yeah.
But he's not supposed to reallocate new money. But he needs to make sure that those people, they have the money. Nobody will tell us, say, 58 million.
Yeah.
They have used that 58 million to build that thing. That money is there. They need to finish it.
We say the money no ashake. And then Mama Noble Boka we don't need the cathedral.
We don't
need Saglame. Mahama Bessi Saglameno. They abandoned it. And to Mahama ba on focusing on Saglameno. Now on making sure say a best Ghana. They don't actually not holding them to go and build. That is no way. Hold them to bring the money.
To do what?
To be and they say I got the phone dynamo. Say he said so focusing on the way on. These are some of the things I bet now spirit of fighters near car. Now say kasa too much. One say Akufo the 1 year National Cathedral went to foundation. Went to foundation for $58 million with two foundation. Mahama so buy or say to me to us because no boy de dodo enti or baby fufro no so akwa to amna. Oh, these are the things I kasa no. No baby fufro to amna. Aka buy saglame ne wo no. You focus on fixing saglame and call these people to court.
Mama,
to cough up the money.
I think it's on me ya so read it before. At the end I'm
the money from Cathedral should go towards beneficial projects. Don't me and see Cathedral. And it's not
we are going to not that swimming pool now for waste.
And you know, and they have a recreational park. Recreational park. But the new government or since the candidate also do and so no so go to there or no go to amuna no so eja na another
no but why he said or no kosi cathedral?
That's what he said. He said we have the money is too much for this, now obiat me building the 30 and whatever building maybe 30 million whatever.
I mean
we have to move it and make it around that cost.
No.
And to say if we are going to move it now, how are we going to pay for the amonano? Thank you. That is what I'm saying.
America said we should not go and relocate it.
We should not even think about it. Me say Yanchi Akufo need all the software now. Almost properties. So it's easy for the country. Because we are saying
No. They must finish. We want a change. And if NDC has come in now, NDC must do something different.
I said there's no money. And we have to let them cough it out. The most priority things see and say send your muka somewhere oral no those oral people no man just oral omokochi ekufuado ni nasefo ni asofo na asefo ni endeli omo ni for your santo omo properties so ni enji yesika that's it we shouldn't go think about building another cathedral. We don't need a cathedral in Ghana as sorry a good Ghana no and the number of people in the country. We don't need another national cathedral. And the national cathedral, the kind of when you're the Christ
and America say, time almost started say almost the national cathedral no yeah idea almost special before they even lay one brick, that's when we should have stopped them. And not like you said Ghana for showing no said no, yeah, national cathedral.
Because the say yeah Ghana Sikania de Babe.
And yeah Ghana Sikania de Babe. And then at the end, they have allocated 58 million. I'm telling you, said the pastors have the money. And we
don't need it. The money should go towards something else. We don't need the national cathedral. We don't need it. We don't need it. But almost let's say I'm recreational center. Units, cathedral here. Another money they are going to take. No more sample two for Amana, no more January. If MPP left Saglame to rot, now ADC Aba, now it's a sort of concentrating on Saglame or thinking about relocating the National Cathedral in 4 years. 4 years, no.
Why are you even going to relocate? Exactly. Why should he even say
think about that is what
I'm going to try to build it somewhere else?
That's my point. So right now, no, you can't say NDC LP before you're back one. And they say you're starting projects or buy and also the body. The same thing I go for the car says Sikaya the year say you find Saglameno and yet in the INT or abandon no. Front. Mahama ever abandon National Cathedral no I go to amna for letting in a Ghana for me see a bedroom baby no amutiti abroach na ye kasa mo person a bedroom baby near you be holding your hostage you be holding your hostage ye sikani ye ndibi and so ye ne beti hu fifre ye be catch and say ye ma Ghanaian citizen bia enko ni krom we have to work and pay the money. It is a because at this time, no grandma for 4 years, he shouldn't even think about building a cathedral. He should think about
living shocked.
Yeah, he should think about fixing Saglame and letting it service Ghanaians. Oh, I was saying Ghana for what building this Saglame beautiful your friends a community. What bar concentrate on that. Fix it and let it service Ghanaians. Don't even think about a friend said National Cathedral. It's unnecessary. And be honestly, no musweja. Let the BIA call IMF, echo disca, ebeseno. The BIA echo disca near Beseno. But who Ghana Nino, Uni Musa, who's Scana agent, it's in your name. It's in your name. At the end of the day, no one walk out dinner and biaso, no man chisoloku, no man to Abama and Crawford papa no more, no more dear Moma Akosua papa, who met to Abama and Crawford manum, no more see a dime papa, no we are walk out that you will be uncompleted building.
Unza Woka say, Aka, Becca say, I'm sure that all the Becca taxes. Yeah, Ghana for best started. You best attach taxes. Abroad for in terms of they go towards a Ghana. Yeah. Towards a Ghana.
I must say COVID tax in Ghana for any fan echo. Yeah, approach for you do a airport near G. Isika. One minute, you know, it is there are some fights be on a necessary say a better who do when kasa no or enko baby kasa enko baby papa enko pa she say mahama be kasa tax no levy tax no ye betwem boxing or whatever bet tax no ye betwem all kano Not only what's the taxes, you levy taxes, what it entails, because why you president that, why you vice that, why initiating taxes, and what the taxes are,
all the components that
involve in taxes. Moreover, and so you have a person, not NBC, no more parliament. And so you know everything about it. It's after that, I didn't after the channel, you ever catch it and say, I was say, you rationalize it.
Because not only say MPP, they are and you knew it, you were in parliament. And you know when you pass taxes, because also you know all near you knew it. And it's not fair. That's it. The Ghana for you gotta be for your credibility. Or maybe say the credibility, but it is very important to be credible. You have to be, and you have to be transparent with your people.
Yeah.
You can do what you say you can do. If you can't do it, it's better.
You can do it.
You just don't lie to people. Not just a one katano. Why your wife just say in Crofona would you so no munya papa. It's in Crofona would you so munya papa. And also when ya papa. Because abodan for. So you have to build your people. You have to put something positive in your people. You have to raise your people to the level of you. If your people now have more IQ, yeah, now you are a leader of those people, then you are just like the people. You're just like the people. When I post Marco school, Marco lawyers, Marco political science, you have the knowledge, you travel outside, you meet world leaders.
Oh,
You sit down with world leaders.
some we don't talk NDC, we don't talk MPP, we talk Ghanaians. Yang Esedua sisters, freedom fighters, kasama Ghana nina only anono. Ghana nina obeko hospital no wako na yedin neba atu ekonyemu. Ghana nina neba enya moja esu onya moja. Ghana nina nebati giase eko school no and no one sem ne account. It is obejina ha na woka say, did you hear Mahama said he would build cathedral? Don't misinform the public now. If you are not in the know, then come and ask us, say, where can we find that information? If you don't know, then don't make that statement. Because you also don't know. So why are you making that statement and say, did we hear? If we didn't hear, will we come here and say it? And if we did not hear, we will come here and say it. NDC, you see, the sad thing is a wow, say I no pay crime and sure say when you coco piano. And so Mahama ya would defend me when ya jollof a deep watch so the ice cream and ya won't cry about some drinking nice wine. I can't whatever ever common. The man, you know, almost so much a suit, who cry me, so watch a suit that almost a suit. It's your bunny ever Kasa, ye Kasama Ghana for ye percent penny for no almost yen the Pama Ghana for because yen ye book buy and ye must say and penny for be et me tree omo na everything about the country is their citizen. Everything about their political career is their citizen focused. Etina ye betina ha ye kasa se ne be ya wo se yanka wa beti no wa dwen na no nkrofo kasa se empenifo ye mo boy abro adenti na okosi national cathedral instead so besi school papa ma ye because ye matiti school
ya abro want to say relocation no the kasa relocation is the same thing so besi so adie si ha now so maso efi wa akosi ha and adie na obi kwa akosi. It is the same thing.
And also we can do that and when it is too costly. Oh, it's a better near Kasa, Mama Kasa, na ye Kasa Magana for ye selfish. Ye selfish because ye Tigana Kayenso ye bread. Ye Tigana Kaye bread and Yakuya ya don't not the other Drians of 4 chrome. Na ye want toya. Ye per se Ghana for motor because we've been there. We've been there. We were young when we wanted to work. Ye peduma ye and penny 4% when they were that almost so nufumu and son or mama with juma. And so you buy nyansa for promo, you fill the application near my uniform right there and there. Near ye juma, ye beside say your qualification boy say. These are the things we want for the Ghanaian. And to say we are not for anybody, but we are for the Ghanaian. A holistic Ghana na ya chichem so unye endis and then Moshe send ya NPP before be no bread. How say yetimi anti all these state jobs no a what term? It's a term, it's a 4-year or 8-year term. Not to be a university, no wako suya adie, not wa pass no kita qualification, now wako ye jumana or ye. NDC bar, I was so unifiho. Now or they obifu from a show. How does it make sense? Make it make sense for me. Okay, and the qualification here Juma or here Juma Magana. I don't think that was say a unifier because NDC is a new one. I say the NPP special, and I say NPP new one. I say the NDC special. These are some of the things that brace our out into say better and the kasana. And to my kasa. Why? Although we need information now, because the answer to try and the can was Mama, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And to moment, lab, so now share the end home come. Yes, say, yay, penny for no, and ye pese almost drink to me move for no home. And you see, the court election, you will see them under in the market areas. Our apatas no more be sent a jume and so and one 4 years ago, not a kufa no and now friend the way I'll be share no for some sorry no. And so no marketplace, and the common people were eating. But only have 2 million or sorry catch that one for almost some more nipa a sumo or from catch someone sorry. These are the things we talk about. In this console.
Everything is online. And some of the information you have to do your own research too. You also have to do your research. And sit down and think about what we are saying and let your sense also just for become na near a yama wo ebe boa wo ne wo kro ne wo generation no wafa na wo de to anamo na near boa wo no now they are talking baby. It's in every time that it's not everything that will come and sit here and I will ebe
so we are partisan.
Yeah, we are partisan now. And you be never with it. But never ye can for Ghana as a general because we don't want any more money wasted in doing other things. It's in your Ghana Kasa, Musumundia research. Put your comment there. Then you see there, send a bear Ghana no a bear ye, the cry yet we see how they do things. They don't waste money. Ebiani eka say, Sikama ever call China dear and Canberra America. TikTok, Sikama echo China no into almost America because they want to grow every now and then. They want to grow, but Ghana no, to say we don't have anything. China for me, take it over everything in our country.
Yeah. And then what memuni echo pass as a crana would ye juma. Wow, we are Ghana nino, yen Toma, and so ya Toma China for ya tons I sitting in Ama China. And your face ya cut Ghana more, and then you cut China more. Excuse me, you cut China more. Ye be beyond a percent for a bunting. Yen percent na ye fee. Never then a chrono a group.
And penny force is a car. Some the Apo money. Omunis car. I'm on investable. I'm on it. Better than a chrono group. Not a crown, so I want to make a wasting it. Look at 58 million a year to Amuna. Who say who barber relocate into overcome Amunano. Ako. And after you, what are you going to do with Amunano?
They're going to abandon this project. Say, yeah, we say, we are say, oh, yeah, now, obi fufura baba eye we.
No,
Yes,
Mahama turn it into something else.
all concentrating on Saglame. Saglame is a vast community. A bit to me, a service Ghana for the brain. On concentrating on Saglame, no cleaning up. Now, some profit Akufo-Addo in the government. Therefore, Mungo Port, and they have to pay the country. For the judges for a dining at the almost they trade fair. Which one could bubu trade fair? A good go. What bubu your friend said la hospital and also go on shall say what's that bubu a judges for that? What kind of waste is this? What kind of a government now we are so wasteful? It's our constitution. You must say anybody that will cause loss to the state, you know, and we'll see a didn't farm rat. It's Mahama ba only farm rat. So they should pay all the money. They should pay all the money. And it's just distraction and a useless cost to Ghana. And Biabe said, your friend is saying, "Nana bedi apostati ya okofa you brony buy and no unnecessarily. No what pamono na ni abeboboka. Moko bubu moko gu bank for bank of indo mo guni banks nyina e ba ye no ni aboboka ni nyina ye jisika no fi IMF ni ye de ade up.
Yes, what
now it's going to be on the Ghanaian head. At the end of the day, Nse Akufo-Addo oko. E kana woja no, oja ma hwan. Mahama so beko, oja ma Ghana for. Eti ye ade na muma ye concentrating on Ghana. Ni ye kasa ye tiri ho. Because ye na ye work egu yeso. We have to enjoy some of the money, but we are not. Ebedu abato so a ni asa I call go dine wiem ni asa to ababom no ma ko diska no ma ba bedi
ko diska no betwe dia na ya so taxes egum so obedini ye chia wo thanks for watching us.
Yeah.
Ko diska no ebedi a na san ache sika no ebu Ghana fo so a Ghana fo nya mfa so wo sika no mo che no na Ghana fo tua na wo ye wo nyansa na se obi konti bosia no ade one be ye no wo benefit bi isu na wo tua
na hwe se
na ye din na
ejapa watie umma esu o se obetimi ayemu wa pepa omanisu amo na ye baye na Akufo-Addo de kokwanda one sign bill no for LGBT also baye no wo de brofo ebe politician say yen chire ye ma wo school yen chire ye ma wo school no mo nyini so adenti na wuma mo yes be what are you afraid of? A young person are sorry agene mind and then France for who said there are men in Africa. France for who said there are men in Africa and the men are in where? But not in Ghana. Ghana so na get the eye of independence. We didn't find the men in the Ghana.
But
we didn't find the men in Ghana.
Guy no cry na or pushing for LGBT no cry never.
Samia will go and answer why.
Me ya na oni Samija omodin Sam George. Sam George. So and he needs to hold his credibility because he will become a laughing stock even in the Western world because he stood and fought, said this thing cannot come to Ghana.
Yeah.
He stood. Emma, I think it's a CNN or the BBC, an interview, and everybody applaud him and everything. Now, Mahama, if you don't push that thing to be done, because
I don't think I wasn't a pushing Mahama. You are the father of the country. You make decision for your people. And I was waiting me at the castle a year 2 year. What are you polishing it?
Yeah, it's part of the
paper. Stand up as a man because say a comedy signing that comedy. Let us be worth of your friend is
a man crowd, we want to be proud of you.
Yes.
We want to see you put your feet down.
Yes.
Do something.
Yes.
We want to be proud of you.
Yes.
And sign it.
Yes.
Yes. So what kind? You know everything in it.
Sign it. Just sign it. No who say you were mema. Ewo Africa. Na mema di bi ewo Ghana. Ebusiafo ene ye yakasa ache. Yeda mu nyina ase mu amuba ha nyina yeda mu ase. Ma mu mi enkaso enkasa. Obi bia nkasa. National Cathedral is not needed in the country when people don't have bed to lay on when they go to the hospital. Yarefo ekwa hospital or honum na was that serene comfort, omunya na nso so go almost see go see National Cathedral. The whole this it shouldn't be we don't need the National Cathedral. We don't need it. We need good hospitals. We need good schools. Matiti Riase, matiti blog so you see you go see National Cathedral. If we fought against Akufo-Addo for the governance now, we don't expect to fight Mahama. We expect Mahama to have said, we didn't like what Akufo-Addo was doing. He shouldn't fall, he shouldn't repeat it. Relocating it is just as well as going to build it. Now, Ghana taxpayers' money and cost through. There are so many things that you bet to me Ghana, you bet to me and the people's table for them to tell us what to do. And to let us find men in Ghana. Mumaya finding men like Tory. Mumaya finding men that will stand up and say no, me mine. And yet men that defend. It was for Mumaya fancy, the munyina say mobile and see Yamea Aduma, Yebessentia.
Okay. Our country, our collective responsibility. I was saying na itimi kasa na message nenko. Mo banso na mo share na ni na ye duma for the betterment of Ghana.
Thank you.
Happy Sunday.
Mahama must sign the bill. Yes, Mama Noble. Mahama must sign the bill. He has to. He is the national father. He has to. Onune mano on country on someone yet we na onune oyeye papa ya friend. And so on some country and say we cannot behave like animals. Into yen signing. Yamishra yenina. Bye.
Missy Nipana to Abano, Yana Musa Pamia, Anani Panama best.